touchscreen units. Y'all remember those? Now all that's been replaced by what we call an ICX, which is similar to the touchscreen unit, and a BMD, which is a printer. All that's going to be done, and that's going to be ICP, which they call the ballot scanner. So what you'll do is you'll actually take your printed ballot out, review it, take it over to the scanner, and that's how voting is done now. Now, beforehand, the check-in was done by either paper or what we used to call the express poll. But now we have the electronic poll pad. This is the view that we see, and it has a spin base that you go around here. And what happens is when you come up as a voter, first thing that the poll worker will ask for is your ID. So what we have is like some sample IDs right here. And what you'll do from that side, you'll set your ID in the tray, they'll tell you to turn it around, and it goes in the tray right here. Now, from their side, so you'll see, they'll say scan the barcode.
I'm okay because I can't work with one of
It
them.
goes through, it actually scans the barcode, and it tells who it is. If you're in the right precinct for the right thing, it'll tell them, and they'll accept it, and you go on. And then, being that this particular election is a special election, it is what it is, and you'll just vote. If it was a partisan, you would have to actually choose Democratic, Republican, or nonpartisan as you normally would. Nothing has changed on the process there. So let's say you just check one. We just go nonpartisan, accept. And then at this point, you would normally sign a voter certificate. Here you would actually sign the pad. So they would actually hand you a stylus, and you would sign. And if you can't read, you can actually listen to it.
I swear in this election in my own name or in any other name, and that I am a citizen of the United States and am not currently serving a sentence for a felony conviction.
And then at that point, when you accept it, done signing, the poll worker will initial, submit. Then at this point, just like before, they would create the voter card, the voter access card, which will say voter card. This one says poll worker card, but yours would say voter card. They stick this in here, it encodes it, and just like before, you take it over to the voting machine. Now before, you would stick it in the voting machine, and you would hear it click. Okay, now, you don't hear it click. You would stick it in the voting machine, and then the ballot just comes up. The ballot is coded for what you're eligible to vote for. In this special election, there's only 8 precincts that will be allowed to vote or eligible to vote in this particular one. And we can go through after the demonstration, and you can find out whether or not you're one of the precincts. Also, I have sample ballots here for those who are eligible. These are just samples. So you'll know what you're voting on before you get to the polls. It's always important. So once we're up here at this point, you stick your card in, your ballot comes up. And just for demonstration purposes, let's see. You want to come up and demo? All right, so what he's getting ready to do is he's just getting ready to make some selections. And there's no right, this is not a test. This is just a demonstrated vote. So you just select who you want to or what you want to, whatever it's asking. You can just press your selection. Okay? And then once you make your selection, you hit next. And then go ahead and make another selection. He's actually voting a ballot.
He's gonna put that card in the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a demo. When you do it, you'll actually pull up the ballot.
Okay.
Yeah. Just keep on going. This is just a big election that he's voting on, pretending to be one. See what it says. It says this contest is undervoted. That means you need to make some more selections. So you need to
So you can't leave any blank Like, some.
You can, but it'll let you know.
That's why.
Okay.
It will let you know.
Okay, Cassie's here, okay.
It's gonna be a lot of voting.
Okay.
So keep on hitting next as you vote, making your selections. And what we'll do, we'll give others a chance to try this out, so you'll get a chance to see what it feels like when you touch it. Okay, he's at a point now where he can scroll up and scroll down and see the choices that he made. Very important to look at what you chose. Okay, and you can scroll down if you want to see the rest of them. See there? Scroll up and down. Here's one, here's an up, and here's a down. You just press it. Press either one. Then at this point, instead of saying cast ballot like you used to, this says print ballot because you've reviewed what you want on the screen. So go ahead and print ballot. Okay, now, at this point it says you can make it more changes if you want to because you saw it before. Now's the time if you want to review your choices or you want to print your ballot. So you can go ahead and print your ballot if you're satisfied. And at this point, it goes through and it starts to print his ballot. Now, he can look at it. Go ahead and take that and look at it. Now, when you look at it, it's going to print out everything that you said you wanted it to print. So there's no mistake because you said that's what you wanted. So it printed it out. And what it does, it takes all this information and it puts it in a QR code, which is a security code that only this particular scanner can read. You know, we all have phones. We say, oh, we can read that. You can't read this one. You can't read this one. Also, it'll be printed on security paper as well. So this, right now, for demo purposes, this is plain paper, but it'll be printed on security paper. So your next thing after you reviewed it, and you see the writing is small. So if you can't read it, because it's too small, you can take it to a ballot reading station where we'll have magnifying glasses there that you can set it under and you can read it to make sure that that's what you want. After you've done that, normally you would go out and you would just hand your card back to the poll worker and they would give you a peach and you're on your way. Now, you'll go to the poll worker, hand them your card, and then you'll take your ballot and slide it inside. And you'll come over to the scanner. Now the scanner, as we stated at the beginning of the demo, is large. This is just the top part I brought because I didn't want to have to bring, like I said, it's the size of a barbecue grill, about this long. This sits on top. The ballots actually drop down on the inside. They're sealed until the end of the day. All the ballots at the end of the day are counted to match the counter on this screen. Once that's been verified, you've got 3 people that have to sign it. We start out with 0 tape to make sure that everything is 0 when we start out, and at the end, it will have all the votes to match. So all that's packed up, turned in, and it's sealed, and it's going to be held for 2 years. So if there's ever a problem, you have 2 years to talk about it. And then we can recount by pulling the tapes, cards, and the actual printouts. So the next step for you as a voter is to take your vote, which is in your hand, and put it in this machine, scan it. That's it. So it went in, it cast his ballot, you saw it click on out, it actually dropped down to the box, and give you a peach, and you're out the door. That's the whole process. No, the only difference between, that's a good question. He said, will this be more time consuming as far as voting? No, it won't, because the touchscreen everybody's pretty familiar with. So the only other step that you have is, instead of cast ballot, you're saying print ballot. You print it, and then you bring it over here to the scanner on your way out the door. So there won't be a big line to get in line for the scanner. You know, you saw how long it took to scan. The voting will be what it is. Scanning is just 5 seconds or so, and you're out the door. Good point.